Good morning. I am Steve Weber. Welcome to the American Gumption Morning Show. Welcome to a brand new week. Actually, it's not a brand new week. Yesterday was the brand new week, but it's a brand new week broadcasting for me. I didn't do a show yesterday on Monday, as is 50% of the time I'm taking Mondays and not doing a broadcast. So anyway, today's my first day back. Hey, today's going to just be a short show. I've got a monologue. I've got Brandon Schaefer coming up in just a minute. And we're just going to do a little monologue. And the monologue today is called The Feather, the opportunities that come into our lives. And is the feather really the law of attraction? So that's what I'm going to talk about in just a minute or two. So I'll do the announcements, and then we'll get to Brandon, and then we'll do the monologue, and then we'll get out of here early today. But what we're going to do is we've got 3 good shows lined up for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 3 great guests. Tomorrow, Wednesday, Kathy Mason. She has a broadcast called The Conscious Business Zone. And I've gotten to know Kathy. I visited with her in Boulder when I was on my drive across America. And so Kathy and I will talk about what it is to have a conscious business, what that really means. It's more than just, providing a product and a service and making some money. It's actually doing something that makes a difference in the world while you make a profit, while you serve your customers well. And so it's really a way of a new philosophy, not a new philosophy, but it's a philosophy that more and more people are digging into and going, hey, this is the way I want to do business. I only want to do business with people that I want to do business with. Alrighty, Thursday, Shani Alvarez joins us. She is the author of We Are One, and it's a book. I'm just going to leave it at that. It's her book, and she's going to tell us about it on Thursday. And then Friday, Diana Dameron. She returned. She hasn't been here since October. I think it was October. I'll have to double check the date. But she's going to do a disc profile. So if she works with organizations in helping them create a better culture. So if there's a little bit of she works with larger companies that might have a bit of a challenging culture that needs some upgrading, and that's really what she does. And one of the tools she uses is the disc profile. And so I've taken a disc profile, and she's going to reveal live on the air what my profile is. Now, I've done the disc profile a couple of years ago, so I have a pretty good idea of what I'm going to be. But they always change a little bit, and so we'll find out. You'll find out the exact time that I do. All righty. So hey, I don't even know if I welcomed everybody and said, hey, this is the American Gumption Morning Show. We're broadcasting on Spirituality Gone Wild and on the American Gumption Facebook page and YouTube channels, and we typically interview ordinary individuals living extraordinary lives. So with that, I have an ordinary guy who's actually pretty extraordinary who's going to join us, and he joins us just about every Tuesday. So here is his opening theme welcoming. I might be the first person to call you ordinary in a long time, Brandon. How are you, my friend?
I love that. I'm just an ordinary human being, man. But I am doing extraordinary things through the help of people like yourself, Steve. So I really appreciate it. I forgot it was Tuesday. I thought it was like Thursday. I had no idea. You sent me a quick note. I was like, bang, I'm on it. Perfect timing, Steve. But what I wanted to go over today is basically 4 things. It's super simple, super easy to follow. Anybody can do this. It costs you $0.0. And it is get up, get out, get some fresh air, and get some sun. We're on the East Coast here, Steve and myself. It is bright. It is sunny out. Get outside. Don't stare at the sun. It's not proper. But look up in the sky. Gaze, think, dream. It is out there. And then act. Take action on where you want to go. So that's all I have for you today, Steve. Get up, get out, get some fresh air, get some sun, and take action on your dreams today, which, like always, Steve, is perfectly aligned with what you're actually talking about today, as usual. So,
well, great. Well, thanks. I love that. It is a beautiful day here on the East Coast, isn't it? I was thinking that exact same thing. So I'm really glad you talked about the sunshine because, this time of year we have some kind of overcast days and some dreary days, and we get nice warm days and then we get a cold day, and so. But it's one of those beautiful days. We love it. Blue sky. I'm going to get outside and ride my bike right after the show.
I'm going right now. I have my wife in the background. She's like, get outside now. She's telling the dog to get outside, actually. So,
all righty. Well, hey, thanks for joining us. Cool. We appreciate that you bring some positivity and some energy each Tuesday morning, whether we're ready for it or not. We most of the time we remember and get it going.
All right. All right, Steve. I'll talk soon. Have a great show.
Yeah. See you next week. Bye.
Okay.
All right, Brandon Schaefer. So Brandon Schaefer, Simple Business Help. Here's the little commercial for Brandon. If you have a business that has technology, and we all have technology, Brandon has a room full of geeks who hide in the back room, and they figure out how to get like different pieces of your technology to communicate and talk to each other and create, meaningful data for you so that you can actually run your business in a using the technology and the tools that are available. But those technology and tools that are available are challenging. And so Brandon has a team of people and they help you get that organized. SimpleBusinessHelp.com. Check them out. Go for it. All righty. That's the Brandon Schaefer segment. All righty. Well, there you go. Thanks, Brandon, for joining us. I appreciate it. I just sent him the email about 5 of and said, oh, my God, it's Tuesday. If you can make it, great. And he was about ready to jump on his bike and go take a bike ride himself because it is a beautiful day here on the East Coast. So, that's Brandon's advice. Get outside. Enjoy the weather today. Beautiful day. So, be in touch with, just enjoy life. Enjoy life. Take a break. Go out and get some sunshine. All righty. Great advice. Thank you, Brandon. All righty. So I mentioned my monologue is going to be the feather and the opportunities that come into our lives. And we already have Bettina checking in and she's saying, hey, hello there. I love profiles and I'm a high I. So Bettina knows about the disc profile. That's what I was talking about. The disc profile that's coming up with Diana Dameron on Friday. Yes, Friday. And I am also a high I, but I'm also a D. And so I'm a D. I'm a DI, and I've got some C in me. So, we'll see how it comes out. I've tested as a straight up high I. I've tested as a DIC. That's a dick. And so we'll figure it all out. We'll find out what Diana says I am on Friday. All right. Thanks. Thank you, Bettina, for chiming in there. All right. So the monologue, the feather, the opportunity, is it really the same thing as the law of attraction? So here's what I'm going to say. I got we're basically just going to talk about the number one life lesson from the movie Forrest Gump today. And that is that it's the feather. And we all remember the feather came out of the sky and landed at the foot of Forrest Gump, and Forrest reached down and picked it up. So that is life lesson number one. And I always say that the feather equals the opportunities that come into our lives. So the feather is the opportunities that come into our lives. Now, the thing about the feather and the thing about opportunities in your life is that you have to do what Forrest did. You have to reach down and you have to pick them up. So the feathers don't land in your lap. They don't jump up off the ground and go into your hand. It takes some effort. You have to, you have to reach down and pick it up. So two things about the feathers. First, you have to recognize them. You have to see them. and you have to become aware of them. And the same thing with opportunities that come into our lives. We have to see them and recognize them. We have to have the right frame of mind to be willing to allow opportunities into our lives. And then we have to take some action. And in the case of Forrest, it wasn't a whole lot of action. All he had to do is reach down and pick it up. And a lot of times that's what the feathers, the opportunities that come into our life, they seem like they're magic. They just show up. Boom, there they are. You just have to reach down and grab them. So, but they do require that much effort. They're not going to, as I said, just jump up and go into your, magically jump up into your hands or onto your lap. So they require the recognition, awareness, some consciousness, knowing that they're there. And then they require that basic, simple little action. So what were some of the opportunities that seemingly magically appeared in Forrest Gump's life? So I got 5 of them listed here, and these are kind of at the beginning part of the movie. And these were the things that just, like I said, seemed like they were magical moments that they just showed up. Number 1 was Jenny on the bus when he was just a child. He gets on the school bus and nobody likes him. Can't sit here. Seat's taken. Sorry, seat's taken. Except he didn't even say sorry. He just said, seat's taken, move on. And so Forrest is standing there not sure what to do. And Jenny says, hey, you can sit down if you want to. And so he made a friend that way. It was an opportunity that, just showed up. And how many times in your life have you had a friend that just kind of magically showed up? You're at a conference, you're at some kind of an event, you're at a ball game, you're, wherever you are. And suddenly you just randomly meet somebody. Alrighty. Number 2 number 2 example of opportunities that randomly showed up in Forrest Gump's life were when he was getting chased by the boys. He's in high school now. He's getting, he drops the books and he runs for his life, and the boys are chasing him in the truck. They're ready to run him down, and he turns to save his life onto the football field, off of the road, and he runs down the football field, and the coach, Bear Bryant, is there and sees him. And, next thing you know, Forrest is in college running football. And so anyway, that was like one of those serendipitous random moments that he just was at the right place at the right time. How many times have you been, someplace at the right place at the right time? And then, a tremendous opportunity, a tremendous feather, it turned out to be. It wasn't like you're planning it. It just happened. So, and then after he played college for 4 years or 5 years, after 5 years of playing football, I got a diploma. Can you believe it? After 5 years of playing football, he ended up graduating, and, he wasn't sure what to do next. And there, boom, the Army recruiter shows up and, have you given any thought to your future? And next thing you know, Forrest is in the Army. And, it was like one of those opportune moments. He just was, again, at the right place at the right time. Now, the funny thing is he gets onto the bus at the Army, recruiting or the Army boot camp office, or not office, at Army boot camp. And he's, it's like he's getting yelled at, and guys are telling him he can't sit here. And he's thinking, he goes, I might have made a mistake. And next thing you know, he meets Bubba, and Bubba says, hey, you can sit down here. So just like when he met Jenny almost 20 years earlier, he meets Bubba and, on the bus, and Jenny gave him a seat and Bubba gave him a seat. And so this is how friends are made, as people sit down and make some new friends. Alrighty. So then, and then the last example of a feather showing up, only this time the feather was round in the shape of a ping pong ball, and it actually hits him right in the head. And so sometimes the opportunities don't land at our feet. Sometimes opportunities literally will hit us right smack in the head, just like the ping pong ball hit Forrest Gump. And then he started playing ping pong. And of course, he worked hard at it, and he took lots of action. He practiced, and he became a ping pong champion. Alrighty. So now here's the thing about these opportunities that came in is Forrest was an optimistic guy. He was expecting good things to happen, and he recognized when opportunities would show up, and he would take advantage of them. He took action. He something happened, and it wasn't like he just sat back and said, well, that's not the exact perfect thing. He just took advantage of whatever it was, those things, and he acted on it, made his own opportunities in many ways, and he made the best of them. So now what's kind of interesting is I ended up, when I was doing my regular speaking, I talked about a concept called advanced feathering. And advanced feathering is when you aren't just sitting back, allowing unique, rare opportunities to come in and show up, but rather, you're just allowing them, or you start to become intentional about, like, I'm looking for a certain type of feather. I want to create my own future. I want to energetically focus on what it is I'm looking for. So now, you've gotten good at recognizing opportunities and picking them up. But now it's like you go, wait a minute, I don't have to take any opportunity that comes along. I'm looking for specific opportunities. I want to create a certain type of life for myself. And so I'm going to leave some of the feathers laying on the ground, maybe the ones that are closest, and I'm going to look around and I'm going to find the best opportunities, the ones that really fit in with my intentions and what my skills and my ambitions and what I want to do in life. So again, this is what I used to call advanced feathering. But I've really kind of went, oh my gosh, this is really the law of attraction. This is how the law of attraction works. And I had Andrew on a couple of weeks ago, and he wrote the book, The Last Law of Attraction Book You'll Ever Need. I've been a fan of law of attraction for several years and following it, and the teachings of Abraham Hicks. And so, law of attraction is a powerful thing in terms of, it's the same kind of thing as like it's advanced feathering. It's like now you're trying to attract, you want to bring in certain opportunities into your life. And so Forrest, in the first half of the movie, he strictly just took advantage of like these kind of random opportunities that showed up and took advantage of them, right? He picked them up, he took advantage. But as the movie progressed, we see him start to do what all of us do. And that's we become more selective about what types of things we want to do. So the very first time in his life that he really takes advantage and he makes his own luck and he makes his own, takes advantage and says, okay, this is what I want to happen in my life, is when he leaves the army and he goes back and he decides to buy a shrimp boat. And he carries on the dream that Bubba had of being a shrimp boat captain. But since Bubba wasn't around anymore, Forrest had to be the captain. And so he ended up making some money after he promoted the ping pong paddle and had $25,000, and he went and took that money and he invested in a shrimp boat and gas and ropes and nets, and there he goes out into the Gulf of Mexico, and he starts his shrimping business. So that was, like I said, the first time that he really, he deliberately went seeking a specific opportunity to take advantage of it. Now, there was a couple more things that happened as the movie went along. And they were, when he retired, he ended up making Lieutenant Dan invested the money in the fruit company, the Apple computer, and made a lot of money. And so he didn't have to go back to work. And so he left the business with Lieutenant Dan to run it. And he decided that he would retire. But then he needed something to do, and he liked cutting the grass, and so he ended up mowing the grass around at the football field at the high school, and maybe at City Hall and different places around the Greenbow. He became a gardener from Greenbow, and then of course when he ran across America, that was a choice. He decided to get up and go for a little run. He wasn't feeling very happy those days because Jenny had left him, and he just needed to do something. He needed to take some action, so he stood up and took a little run. He didn't have an intention to run across the country, but he started, and then he just kept going and kept going and kept going. So that really became a choice. And so again, it was these opportunities that all of those were ones that he kind of deliberately sought them out. Maybe not specifically, but he certainly acted on them and became more intentional about them. So in the early part of the movie, it just sort of like, friends showed up and opportunities showed up in terms of going to college and joining the army and playing ping pong. And then in the later part of the movie, he started making more choices and saying, okay, I'm going to go out and get a shrimp boat, and then I'm going to retire, and then I'm going to run across the country. And so that's really the way our lives work. At the beginning part of our career, we just take whatever kind of a job we can get. We might have some idea, but, it's like our first jobs are always kind of like a matter of, who will hire us, and, where can we go off and do it? And what job needs to be done? And, you raise your hand and say, I'll do that. And then later on in your career, you become more specific about it. You're interest and your skills get more developed, and you go looking again for specific types of feathers, not just any old feather, but very, very specific ones. So I think really that is the law of attraction. The law of attraction states that what we think about, we attract into our life. What we energetically focus our minds on is what ends up coming. And the better we can learn to control our thoughts and our thinking and be disciplined about what it is that we're doing, and only allowing positive thoughts into our mind, and learning how to, take the negative thoughts when they come in and deal with them without it sidetracking us. That's what the law of attraction says and talks about. And again, I've been a fan of it and trying to make it work in my own life. So let's just check in. We already had Bettina say hello. We have Lorraine here. I'm just going to put these up. Lorraine says, for checking in from the UK, and she just says, good afternoon. That's great. And then here we have from, I'm not sure, from West Africa. What a great topic, he says. Romeric. Hello, Romeric. Welcome. Joining us from West Africa, another continent. That's a whole other country. Thank you for joining us. And of course, Bettina loves the saying, luck is when opportunity meets preparation. I'm always working on the prepared side. Therefore, because I know opportunities are always coming my way. That's right, Bettina. Opportunities are there, and we get to choose what ones we take advantage of, and we just keep working hard at it, and we, are focused, and we're prepared, and we make it happen. And that is the law of attraction. That is the law of attraction. All right, so I'm going to wrap up, and I'm just going to give two quotes from the movie. So on Mama Gump's deathbed, she says, I didn't know it, but I was destined to be your mother. And Forrest said, you did good. And when, Forrest complimented, you did good, Mama, you did good. She goes, I didn't know I was destined to be your mom. I didn't know I was destined to be your mom. And Forrest said, you did good. Then Mama says, well, I happen to believe you make your own luck. You have to do the best with what God gave you. I happen to believe you make your own luck. You have to do the best with what God gave you. So that's that, preparation that Bettina was talking about. It's the idea that we get to choose, right? We get to choose, and then we take the action and we do the best with what God gave us. Last quote, and then we're going to be done with today's topic, is a question. A tearful Forrest Gump is standing at the grave of Jenny. So Jenny is the very end of the movie. Jenny's gone, and Forrest is saying goodbye to her. She's been buried, and he's at her grave site. And he says, Jenny, I don't know if Mama was right or if it was Lieutenant Dan. I don't know if we each have a destiny or if we're all just floating around accidental like on a breeze. But I think maybe it's both. Maybe both is happening at the same time. I'm going to read that one more time. Jenny, I don't know if it was Mom. I don't know if Mama was right or if it's Lieutenant Dan. I don't know if we each have a destiny or if we're all just floating around accidental like on a breeze. But I think maybe it's both. Maybe both is happening at the same time. So this law of attraction and these feathers that come into our lives, they seem accidental like on a breeze, just bringing opportunities in. And then it also feels like we have a destiny, and that's where we're actually intentionally going out there and finding out what's going on. So, all righty. Well, that is it. I think that's great. Oh, Bettina clarifies Romeric is a good friend, and he found it. So Romeric is a friend of Bettina. So thank you, Romeric and Bettina, for introducing people to the American Gumption Morning Show. Alrighty, well, that's really all I wanted to do today. I didn't have a guest plan, and so it's funny. I always wake up. Somewhere in the middle of the night, I kind of wake up and I go, I know what I'm going to talk about. And that's the way the day was. And it was really that idea of advanced feathering is what came in, and law of attraction. And I wanted to tie that in with life lesson number one from the movie. And that is that opportunities, the feathers, they just like magic appear. Do they really appear just like magic, or do we energetically attract them into our lives? And if you're a fan of law of attraction, then you believe and you know that law of attraction, you are attracting everything that comes into your life. So that's it. All righty. Well, that was a good topic. Thanks everybody for joining us. I'm going to get out of here. Let me just let you know what's happening again tomorrow. Kathy Mason, she is has host their own show, The Conscious Business Zone, and we're going to be talking about what it means to be a conscious business working in 2021, and deciding who you want to work for and who are the right people, and doing work that matters. And then on Thursday, Shani Alvarez, she is the author of We Are One. It's really her story of overcoming fear in her life. That's the hint that I'm going to give you. We'll get into that on Thursday. And then on Friday, Diana Dameron and the disc profile. And I have taken a disc profile. I do not know the results of it yet. But it's going to be, I am a high I like Bettina. I also have a lot of D in me, and I also have a good amount of C in me too. So we'll see what kind of a combination comes out with this. It was actually a couple months ago I took it. We took the test a few months ago and had to postpone our meeting, but we're finally going to do it. So we'll see what the results are on Friday. You and I will both learn it together. All righty. Well, that is it. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. I appreciate you joining me, and appreciate Brandon Schaefer, simplebusinesshelp.com, Brandon Schaefer, simplebusinesshelp.com, for joining us. And we'll see you tomorrow with Kathy Mason.